Hi guys, welcome to our version of the world's biggest golf lesson for putting. I've got a couple of assistants here helping me today. I've got Stanley and Dexter who are going to help me out for their PE lesson while we're homeschooling. So thanks for joining in, guys, and yeah, just raise a bit of money for the NHS charity. So nice to see you all. If you get any questions or anything just that you want to know about your putting, please just ask a question away, and we'll get onto it. So, first thing first, what's today? It was the world's biggest golf lesson, set up by a couple of guys. Gavin, someone I've played golf with before, and it's a great idea of trying to get 1 million people playing golf in one go, and try and set a bit of a record, and also for you guys to learn something. So we're focusing on putting. What is putting? What's putting, Stan?
Putting is an important skill because when you're on the green, you need to putt to get it in the hole.
Perfect. Yeah, we've got to putt the ball into the hole. So we've got to roll the ball along the floor, get it into the hole. So we're going to use what club? Putters. Excellent. So we've set up the putting green inside to have a little go at. So how are we going to get the ball into the hole? There's 4 main things that I think we need to get correct.
Your power.
To get right. Power, number 1, is 1, definitely.
Hard.
That's power.
Oh, yeah.
Where we aim. So if it wasn't flat, I mean it might be flat in here, I'm not 100% sure. If it's flat, then we can aim at the hole. But if there's a slope when we're outside, we've got to aim the ball in the right place.
But
and how do we do that?
Slope, you just hit it lower.
What can we use to aim?
The back of your club.
Yeah, the line on the back of the club.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Poking my brother's head.
So we can use the line on the back of the club to help us aim. So we've got to get the power, the aim. We've got to do a bit of a technique. We've got to do the right sort of technique to give ourselves the best chance of rolling it on that line. And the final thing, which I think sort of probably the most important one, which covers the whole thing, is the routine that we do. So actually getting ourselves prepared. So there you go. Getting ourselves prepared and getting ourselves ready to actually hit the shot.
Oh, like a practice shot.
Yeah, so with the practice swings and making sure that in our minds and in our heads, we actually know what we're going to do to get the ball to the hole. Sorry.
One of the things that you need to start with.
So what we're going to do first, we're going to just talk about technique quickly, and then we're going to focus most of our time on getting the right preparation and being ready for the shot. So technically, are you going to go first for a Dex? What we're going to do is going to get his feet about as wide as his shoulders. He's going to get the ball in line with his nose, and he's going to lean right over. So you have to lean right over. So try and get his eyes right over the ball. Perfect. Now from there, we're going to keep nice and still and just move the arms. Can I have a go? Oh, pretty good putt. Pretty good effort. That's it. That's going to give us a pretty good chance of controlling the putter face and keeping it nice and square to the arc of our swing. And if we do that, we've got a pretty good chance of hitting it on the line we've picked.
And Daddy did it for us, so where to take.
Okay, yeah. So that's really. You going to go, Stan? Same thing. So feet as wide as your shoulders, ball in line with your nose, and good lean over, so your eyes are right over the ball. Good lad. Oh, good effort. Rolling in there. Fantastic. So that's the technique we're going to use. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can hold the club, lots of different ways you can do the technique. You only have to look on tour for that to be the case. So the thing we're going to focus on, and the thing you can control, is the routine that we do. So first thing of the routine is going to be that we're going to pick an aim, pick a line of where we want to go. So in today's scenario, we're going to go straight at the hole. Okay, now all the golf balls you use will have a line on them or logo on them. This one's even got a red line on.
And that same thing.
And if we point that at where we want to go, that's a good way of us knowing that we're getting pretty close to where we need to be.
But you need to
So do you want to go put that down and aim it at the hole? What it then allows you to do is use the putter, or the line on the back of the putter, to aim with the line on the ball, so it gives us the best chance of going towards the hole. Oh, really good. Okay, so that's what we're going to do on our aim. When we're playing outside, and obviously this comes a bit more experience, you start picking out how wide you need to aim. But part of the routine would then be to think back through actually what's happened. We'll come on to more of that in a moment. So that's what we're going to do for our aim. That's first step. The second step is going to be trying to get the feel for the right power. So can you go stand in front of you? And who's got the ball? Can you throw the ball to Stanley nice and gently? Cool. Stan, can you throw it back? Cool. So how do you guys know how hard to throw it to each other?
By the hardness of how hard you have to throw it, you just have to roll it on the floor sometimes to get it to where you want to go.
Yeah, so where were you looking when you threw it?
At each other. You were looking at each other.
Perfect.
You go through the hole.
Perfect. So looking at your target, looking at where you want to go, and then just feel like you're throwing it or rolling it to the hole is a great way of just getting a good feel for the pace. And just getting a good idea of how hard you want it. So go on, Dex, have we go. Pretty good pace. Yeah. So part of the routine, we're going to pick that line, aim the line on the ball to you where you want to go, and then have a few practice swings. So we'll actually have a few practices looking at where it is we're going, really trying to get a good feel and a good sense of how hard to hit it. Yeah. So we've covered a bit of a technique on how we're gonna get ourselves set up. Okay. We're going to aim where we want to go. We're going to get a feel for the distance, and then when we're ready, we're going to go for it. Okay, because we want it to all flow quite quickly and quite nicely, and give us just time to, or not give us time to think of anything other than actually just holding the putt and just really focusing on getting the ball in the hole. So, can you have a go doing the routine and getting it in the hole? So aim the ball where you want to go. Aim it where you want to go.
Where's that line?
That's it. And then do some practices. That's it. Keep looking at the target, boy. Good. That's a pretty good process there of trying to hold the putt. So that's what we do in our pre-shot routine, and that's getting ourselves set and getting ourselves ready. The way we're going to learn from our putting is from a bit of experience, and the way we gain that experience is if we review it afterwards. Okay, so we've done the practice at the start. We've made our decisions on where it is we're aiming, how hard we're going to hit it, and what we're going to do. And then after we've hit the shot, we want to be able to review those things. If we can review how far past it went, whether we aim too high, too low, too left, too right, we'll start to understand what our tendencies are. And if we know what our tendencies are, then we've got a really good chance of, one, improving them, secondly, working at them, and thirdly, we can account for them if we can build that into our process. So for me, I know my tendency is to miss it a little bit on the low side and generally a little bit short. So a lot of my process, a lot of my thinking when I'm out playing is to hit the ball a bit further or to hit it a little bit higher of the target. And by doing so, I should give myself the best chance of getting the ball into the hole. Okay? Yeah, that's it. That's what we're talking about. Perfect. Be confident in what you say. That was really good. Really good. Okay, so that's the thing. I think if you can focus on the routine, and that's something you've got real control of, if you can come off your round of golf going, actually, I've putted quite, I've given every shot, bit of care, bit of attention, thought about it, and committed to that that process, actually you've had a really good putting round. You've done really well, and that's really what we're after. Okay, so here's a few games that you can play to actually practice. Yeah, and in the practice, always do your routine. Harvey, do you think the course will be open soon? Hopefully, bud. Hope so. Hopefully Boris will say something at the end of the week, and we'll have a bit more of a clear idea of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then absolutely, you can get out there and practice all this stuff on the golf course. So one of the putting games that I would like you guys to have a practice at would be around the clock. So for holing out, put a ball about a putter length away from the hole, from all different compass points around the hole, and put it in. See how many you can get in as you go round. Okay. The second one we're going to do is a distance control game. If I can just borrow 2 balls, please, boys.
Oh, so I know this one.
The first putt has got to be about putter length away. And then your next putt, you need to hit each ball just a little bit longer than the last.
Yeah.
Hits, it's fine. You can bring back the ball. And see how many shots you can hit. Keep getting the ball slightly past the previous one from the same spot.
Let's get it further.
And the way, if you can keep doing that, then you're going to give yourself a really good control and really good feel on how hard to hit that golf ball. So if you can do it, keeping in routine, that's going to be massively beneficial and really help improve your golf.
Why are you wearing a hat?
The final game we're going to do, I need one of you to go and stand about halfway between the ball and the hole. So go stand halfway between the ball and the hole with your feet
You've got a panel.
wide as your shoulders. No, just as wide as your shoulders.
Got a panel to
So this is a little game you can play. Golf panners. The idea is that you've got to hit the ball between your opponent's feet. So Dex, put your feet wider.
Okay.
Perfect. So when you actually practice this one on the real golf course or on the practice green where you've got slopes, you can stand where you think you need to actually putt the ball through the curve. So what that's going to do is going to help you to read the green and make the right decision on where you're aiming. And depending on who you're playing, you can make your feet wider, or you can make them narrower to make it harder. And it's a good way of interacting, getting the two people engaged and practicing and making it competitive as you go through.
You get it from where my feet are.
Exactly, so we can do it really, so go back a bit so people can see where your feet are. So that's it. You make it narrow, make it even narrower. That's it, you can make a nice and narrow bit of a target to aim through.
Done. Panel.
Oh, and just about snuck it through.
Look.
I'm Mr. Stewart. So that's a little game for you to have a go at. Anyone got any questions while we're on?
Harvey's got
I've done Harvey's question already, but do you want to hit a few putts while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Go on, Dex. Have a go. See if you can do the routine again. See if you can get it right.
What did you say to his question?
We'll find out at the end of the week. What do you think? Do you think Dex is going to hold this one? Should we put him under some pressure?
Yeah.
Come on, Dex, ready?
Hold it.
Come on, ready. This is for pudding.
What? This is for extra pudding, Dax. Extra pudding.
Adrian, that's a secret that I can't tell anyone. It's a special shot.
How do I
Oh, no pudding for Dexter tonight.
Adrian's got a question.
So guys, just a bit of a recap there on the putting. Thanks for joining us. People sort of dipping in and out, so thank you for watching. remember, this was for the NHS charities, so you can log on to the world's biggest golf lesson donation page via Just Giving. Obviously, it's for a great cause that's really important at the moment. So please donate and offer with what you can. So a little bit of a recap for the putting things to remember. Technique. How wide did your feet need to be?
As wide as your shoulders, and the ball has to be underneath your nose, and you have to see the ball.
Yeah, perfect. What do we move? We
only move our arms, not our hips, not our feet, only our arms.
Perfect.
But
okay.
You can move your head when you hit the ball.
Yeah. So what do we then do
like that.
to get prepared to hit the putt? What have we got to do? What things do we have to get right?
You've got to get distance.
Distance.
The power.
Yeah, that's the distance.
Technique.
And the aim. Yeah, we've got to get the aim right as well. So we pick the aim to get the distance. How do we feel the distance? Where do we look?
At your target.
At the target, absolutely. So we look at the target for the distance.
This is the lucky one.
Go for it. And then when you're ready, have a go. Oh, so close. I think someone's crowned the hole. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope there's some good info in there. If you get any questions, feel free to drop me texts, emails, calls, and we would. It'd be great to hear from you. But yeah, if you get any questions, please let us know. If you can, please donate on the page. This is obviously to raise money for the NHS, which is obviously a great cause. So yeah, thank you very much. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Nothing? You can say something?
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, thanks guys, and see you soon.
Up and up, down.